G'day, Wade here. Welcome to FARRIER'S Life, the playlist on my YouTube channel about the craft of farriery. This week was a good week. I'm just chilling here now. It's a Saturday, doing some chores in the garden, enjoying not being under a horse. But it's an amazing craft, an amazing skill. I love working with horses. I've done it for about 18 years now, since I was 20. I never had anything to do with horses when I was growing up, but I came in contact with horses and it sort of stuck with me, and I learned how to trim and shoe horses. So in this video I thought I'd just explain and take you through the shoeing process. I recorded the shoeing of a horse called Diva. Just the one front foot. It's about 10 minutes sort of long, chopped up a little bit, not the whole process through. It is edited up a little bit to take out some of the to-ing and fro-ing, but nevertheless I thought I'd do a voiceover and explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So I'm going to enjoy this beer. I hope you enjoy the video. If you feel you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. You know, I want to start to sort of respond to people's queries. I don't know who my audience is. I've got 40 subscribers over this last month since starting this, and there's been a bit of interest in some of the videos. Most videos have got between 50 and 200 views. Two of my videos got 2,000 views, which is just mental. And I see there's people watching from the US, Brazil. So hello to all you people out there from all over the world that have caught a glimpse of some of these things. I appreciate you watching them, and like I say, leave a comment if you tell me a little bit about whether you work with horses, have anything to do with horses. I'd like to sort of understand and get to know the people watching these videos a little bit more, especially those subscribers that have been generous enough to click that subscribe button. So enjoy this shoeing process video. I hope you enjoy it anyway. Alright, cheers. So we're here with Diva. She was left, she's overdue because she had a bit of a stomach ulcer issue and she was a bit grouchy, so we kind of treated her and left her to get comfortable. So it's time to sort her shoes out, and we're going to do a refit here. Refit means we're just going to take the same shoe, there's not that much wear on it, so we're going to take it off, trim the foot up and refit it. I'm using a pair of nail pullers here, just pulling out each individual nail and give it a tap, and there we go. Just pick out some of the dirt whilst I've got this tool in my hand. That's the first part. So we've already looked at the horse as the horse has been led in. I've asked the owner about, you know, if there's any issues, any problems. This horse, apart from feeling a bit crook from those stomach ulcers the last few weeks, she's back to normal. There's nothing wrong with her stride or gait, nothing wrong with the way she's moving, no lameness issues. So I'm treating this just like a normal standard reshoeing. You can see I've taken a wire brush and really given that bottom of the foot a good scrub. We get a lot of moisture here in New Zealand, and the tissue gets very soft. It's liable to get infected, so it's important that we really do clean that foot out and use a wire brush to scrub off and exfoliate any loose dead tissue. I took a hoof knife and just took off some of the little flaps of frog tissue. Now I'm getting a hard bristled brush and I'm just scrubbing it with soapy water and iodine. I like to do this. It's not something most farriers do, but I like to do it. Again, the climate that we're in is very wet, so susceptible to infection. I like to get that hoof tissue nice and clean. Take a pair of nippers now And I'm just going to nip off all the excess length of hoof wall. What we're trimming is hoof wall here. That's the part of the hoof that surrounds, that you can see obviously when the horse is standing. You can see the hoof wall that goes right the way from one heel all the way around. That's the toe area that I'm cutting away now. This horse develops quite a thick hoof wall in the toe, so we want to trim that off and bring that back. Now I'm taking a rasp and I'm just flattening things off. You know, we want to get it reasonably flat in accordance with the sole tissue. Take those sharp edges off around the sides like that. I'll take my hoof knife again, just tidy up some of the flaps of frog. I don't want to be taking too much tissue off the sole or the frog. Again, we live in a very wet climate where that tissue is not able to harden up and callus up. So we want to be very cautious on how much sole tissue we take off. We don't want to really take any sole tissue off. I'm just taking a tiny bit off there where there's a chance the shoe will press on. We don't want the shoe to press on to the sole. And then I'm just going to hang the foot and make sure things are balanced. I don't want one heel higher than the other. So that's the bulk of the work done from underneath. This is what you call dressing the foot, and I've just found that there's a little nail, tip of a nail that was still in the hoof, so I just took that out with my nippers. And this is called dressing. So this is all quite a sort of superficial part of the process really. This is just to tidy up any rough edges, just to smooth things over around the old nail holes. It's just to get a nice finish on the horse, on the hoof, and to take off any little bits of flare. A flare being sort of a bend in the hoof. As the hoof gets long, it has a tendency to want to bend, and that's what we call a flare. So we just use our rasp to sort of reduce flares, and we definitely don't want to be going any higher than about halfway up the foot. We want to, just stay to that bottom half. So the shoes are off, the shoes are cleaned, the shoes are in the forge because we're heating them up, ready to set them on. This is called hot shoeing. We heat the steel shoe up. It's already been shaped to the foot, and we burn the shoe onto the bottom of the foot so that the shoe and the hoof fit perfectly. It also allows us to position the toe clip. There's a little clip in the front of the shoe, or you can get them on the side clips. That just helps us mark and set the toe clip. It helps us create a nice flat flush finish between the shoe and the foot. It also helps kill off any bacteria. And what you can see now is I'm just trimming a tiny bit more sole tissue off where the shoe was touching the sole. So by burning the shoe on like this, it helps us identify if there's any sole pressure, and therefore we can take that off. Constantly wire brushing. I'm just a wire brush addict. I love to scrub the bottom of a horse's foot because I just know how, not just because it's helping me keep the debris out, but it's just exfoliating old tissue, and it works wonders for improving the health and hygiene of the bottom of a horse's foot. So I just checked there that everything was in place with my fingers, rub around the sides, make sure the shoe is the right shape, and I'm happy with it. And then I'll pop 2 nails generally into the toe first. Obviously this is the part of the shoeing process which you really need to know what you're doing. You need to place nails in exactly the right place. It's a specific way the nails are shaped. There's a specific place that the nails have to be put. And there's a certain sound and a certain feeling you get through hammering the nail, which tells you whether the nail is going to come out too low, too high, or not at all. So you go very steady until you feel and hear the sound change, and you know that that nail is then in the right place and is going to come out in the right place, and then you can drive it home. See me twisting the end of the nail off with the other side of my hammer. Now, gently, 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 gently. It's hitting the right spot now, and then give it some good whacks and then I ring it off. Ring the nail off. We'd ring the nail off like that just because if the horse jerks or goes to stomp because of a fly or is irritated, we can end up with the tip of a nail driving straight into our calf muscle, which has happened to me once before, and it's not too pleasant. So we ring that off so that the horse doesn't stab it himself or we don't get stabbed. So that's the nailing process. We've already nailed the shoe on, we've already trimmed the foot, shaped the shoe, burnt it on, nailed it on. Now we've got to bring the foot forwards and start a process called clinching. So we just take our rasp and we just tidy up the hoof wall around the toe and the toe clip. Anything that's slightly overgrown there. See, I'm just rubbing the rasp, the edge of the rasp underneath the nails there. That just helps clean off any hoof that might interfere with the clinching process, and we also just rub it over the top of the nail to make the nail nice and square. After we've wringed them off, they're slightly twisted, so I want to just even the nails up and square them off. You saw me take a knife then and cut underneath to create a bit of a groove. Now I'm using a pair of clinchers. I'm bending the nail over, then I'm lifting up and pushing the clinch back in, and it's this bending over of the nails which keeps the shoe on. I take the smooth side of my rasp and just touch up there, make sure there's no sharp bits of metal coming off the nails, any sharp bits of hoof, nice and smooth. That wasn't smooth. It wasn't smooth taking the foot down there. We you know, take the nice finishing rasp, lovely tool to just rub over one last time. Make sure again there's no sharp edges on any of the nails, no bits of hoof sticking out. Just really finish the job off. Rub my hand around to double check that. And for some reason I'm back to clinching. We're on a repeat here. We're on a repeat. Damn. Okay, for some reason I've chucked in a double dose of clinching. Same horse, same clip. There you go. Now I see I'm using the knife to just take off a small notch of hoof underneath each nail, so that when I clinch over, down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. So I'm not sure why I ended up putting the double clinch in there, but I did. Use my palm of my hand to check, see if there's any sharp bits. If we get cut, we've not done the, we need to do a bit more. And this is the final touch. I like to use a beeswax and coconut oil. You mix them two together and you get this nice malleable wax, and that helps just fill in any of the old nail holes around the new nail holes, any cracks, splits. It just fills in the hoof that's been rasped, creates a nice sort of water repellent barrier, and just makes things look nice. So there we are, not a bad job. So that concludes the voiceover. I really enjoyed that. I think that's what I'm going to do for a little while moving forwards. Record the shoeing process and trimming process and other things that I come across that I can sort of share and demonstrate, and at the weekend have a beer, do a voiceover. Seems to work out pretty well. That went down too well. Luckily I've got one more, and that's me. So from wherever you are in the world, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Hope you have a wonderful week. Hope you are enjoying all of the things that you're into, your crafts, your arts, your life. And like I said at the beginning, if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. I'd love to respond and reply. I'd love to know where you're watching from, and if you're involved with horses in any capacity. Stay well, catch you in the next one.